being completely honest here, a lot, just because you dark skinned and he's told you no, don't mean it was because you dark skinned. A lot of y'all just don't be attractive.
So when I say this, I know I'm gonna make black women mad, but the video I posted about that black chick, like, fighting for the scraps of that validation from that white boy telling her she was pretty for a black girl. Like, he didn't know black girls could be so pretty, and she was the first black girl he liked or whatever, some shit like that, whatever. And she just over there skinning and grinning behind that shit, right? Like, of course, the comments from black chicks, specifically dark-skinned black chicks, came in and like, cause they gotta what about everything. And yeah, it's not just white men, it's black men too. They say that, like, because
you guys, I'm sorry. I'm not even a minute through the video, and let me tell you, I've noticed this so much. The whataboutisms are so deep. I don't know what it is. Like, and I found this, like, specifically for when I call out self-hating among black women, raccooning, white male worship, or whatever. Like, anytime I am calling out something or issues that I see that are happening among black women, there's always somebody, at least one, somebody who's saying or thinking, well, black men do it too. Jermaine does it too. You know what I mean? So I'm laughing because even when black men aren't even in the conversation, they come up. Even when they're not in the conversation. I mean, look at Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift. Black men are nowhere in that conversation. But I remember when he got engaged, black women are over here. Some of them were talking about it was black men's fault because, and they had to do some mental Olympics to try to bring black men into the scenario. They were nowhere to be found. A white man fall in love with a white woman, and somehow it's black men's fault. So I'm just saying, like, the mental gymnastics, like, ladies have to do sometimes to, like, just weave black men in. It's like black men live rent-free in y'all's mind. Rent-free. Rent-free. Let's continue.
skin women aren't the beauty standard, and even black men don't. Like, shut up. We talking about these white boys. Y'all gotta bring black. Y'all, because y'all tried to holler at that one light-skinned nigga with the green eyes in middle school, and he told you no because he wanted to talk to your light-skinned homegirl, and you just been forever scarred by that.
Yo, like, it's literally, I think it's that deep. And it's so funny because, we're always talking about how black men need to go to therapy and all that. And listen, I'm not opposed to therapy. I do think it can be healthy when you have the right therapist. But I really do feel like there are ladies today who are triggering off of things that happened to them when they were, like, in middle school, honestly. So we were always talking about black men need to go to therapy, right? And I'm not opposed to therapy. I think it can be healthy and it can be a good thing when it's the right therapist, right? It has to be the right therapist. But I think he's right. I do feel like there are so many women who are triggered off of things that happened to them when they were like 5, 6, 7, and they just never dealt with it. Like, it's not just black men who have emotional challenges sometimes, obviously, like black women do too. And I think specifically when it comes to rejection, honestly, I think rejection impacts black women a lot more, or just women in general, more than men, because men are expected and they are almost raised to expect rejection. Because, men are the ones who are supposed to provide, protect. They're the ones who are supposed to initiate relationships, the ones who are supposed to propose. Like, there's all these things that men are expected to do societally, and they know that really young. And so I think, not that men necessarily like rejection, I think they're just more accustomed to it and they're used to it. But for women, like, we don't really live in a culture that prepares us for rejection, particularly in the romantic and dating and relationship space, because women are oftentimes told since we were a young girl, little princess, and, don't settle. And you have movies and shows and a series that are about women getting guys on their level or getting these like dream guys. So the conversation is different. The conversation is different. And so I think he is so right that there are so many black women today who are triggered off of the guys that they feel like they couldn't get when they were younger, and they just haven't dealt with that. And if it triggers you when you are 30s, 40s, 50s, sometimes even 60s, and you can recall instantly that time, the playground, when so-and-so said something to you or teased you or whatever, like, if those memories are super sharp with clarity, you can think about them, you ruminate on them, or you bring them up, to me, that's always an indication. Let's continue.
the T app showed us or proved anything is that y'all are talking to the same niggas, which is why y'all have the same experiences. And if we being completely honest here, just because you dark skinned and he's told you no, don't mean it was because you dark skinned. A lot of y'all just don't be attractive. And that ain't because you're dark skinned. You just be an ugly dark skinned.
Bro. Okay, I talked about this a while back where I said, a lot of times I think colorism, featurism, texturism is conflated with uglyism, right? Like, you have dark-skinned black women out there who swear up and down that they can't get any play because people are colorist, that if they were a few shades lighter, they'd get all this play or whatever, and all of their ills are because of their dark skin. And sometimes it has literally nothing to do with that. Sometimes it's just because, as he put it, like, they're just not considered conventionally attractive. Like, even if they were lighter, even if they were different, like, they're just not considered attractive. Or other times, too, it's just that they have a bad attitude. Like, there are dark-skinned women who are very attractive who have horrible attitudes. So it's not like they're not getting played because they're bad people or because, all these men out here just want to oppress dark-skinned women or oppress black women or those with West African features. Oh, I think whatever narrative that we use, sometimes it's just because ladies literally have bad attitudes. So I'm not always going to say ugly is just like physical. Sometimes it's like, y'all, like, you got an ugly personality, whether it's you're angry all the time or you're super impatient or you're disrespectful or you're aloof or you're whatever. And I'm not saying that like that's something that dark-skinned women are inherently. I am just saying that I have noticed that you have some dark-skinned women out there who their personality is literally like bat nuts crazy, but they're blaming all of their isms on this color of skin. And it's like, man, actually, no, I think you're just crazy. That's why you're having a hard time in the relationship sector. And I mean, I don't know how to say it in a way that doesn't come off as, I don't know how else to say that, but I do think that's a part of it. I think some people, not all the time, but some ladies I do think hide behind the color of their skin as a way to not deal with their interpersonal issues. My opinion.
Just like them light-skinned girls who think they pretty just because they light-skinned, and niggas be telling y'all like, no, she just ugly. If anything, I put more like stake in a woman having a body and niggas just going versus her being light-skinned or dark-skinned. Long as she got a fat ass, motherfucker gonna go. Whether she look like a booger wolf or not. Plenty of ugly, dark-skinned chicks in the hood face-wise, but got that body, get niggas all day, every day. But like, y'all don't believe us when we be telling y'all shit. Like, it's kind of like the whole, y'all don't like natural bodies. And niggas be like, yeah, we do. And then like in real life application, we see this every day. But on the internet, like, these arguments are just like talking points for content. That's it.
No, what he said is right. The reason I'm talking about this is just for content. Right? And it's because I hear people talking about online. Now, I like rarely if ever hear black women in my real day-to-day life complaining about colorism 24/7. Like, I don't hear that. I grew up with two other sisters. One is lighter than me, one's darker than me. And like, we didn't go around like complaining or bickering about the color of our skin all the time. Or who had more, quote, European, unquote, features versus not. Like, that wasn't what we were always talking about. So, like, I do think some of this discourse is just, like, for the internet only. But also, I think the thing about the internet is because there's a sense of anonymity or because there's a sense of, people can hide behind avatars or whatever. Like, it can give people also, I think, their freedom to express their deepest, darkest sentiments without fear of pushback or retribution. So I do think that's why some of these conversations also exist solely on the internet, because it's how people feel, but they don't want to talk about it in public for fear of being shamed, ridiculed, whatever. But also what he said, he's like, in real life, if you were a black person, a dark-skinned black woman, a plus-size dark-skinned black woman, a morbidly obese dark-skinned black woman, with a man, with a husband, with kids. To be a black person is to know that. It is to know a plus-size dark-skinned black woman who was unambiguously black with black features, who has kids and a husband or is in a relationship with a black man. At this point, I'm like, to me, it's just like everybody who is black knows that person. You may actually be that person. So a lot of these conversations are completely kept outside of real life. We all see 10 couples all the time. We see, plus size BBW black women with, skinny or fit men, we see it all the time. I see it all the time. And I'm like, I feel just our own life experience completely debunks a lot of this online discourse. But like I said, some of these conversations, I think they do have a space because they have a way of revealing the deepest, darkest beliefs and sentiments of people who are afraid to share their truth in real time. Anyways, y'all, those are my thoughts, though. It's not your color of your skin. It's not because you're dark. You may just be ugly. And like I said, ugly is not necessarily always physical. Sometimes it's just the attitude is ugly. And that's something that is worth addressing. Anyways, that's what I have. What y'all think? Do you agree or disagree? Let me know down in the comment section. Thank you so much for listening if you've gotten this far, and we'll talk later. Bye.
I'm really excited to announce my new kids book, Aisha Learns to Love Her Hair. Aisha's hair is stunning, but she struggles to see its beauty. Through encouragement and wisdom from Grandma Lily, Aisha learns powerful lessons about self-acceptance. Aisha's journey is a heartwarming tale of family, culture, and confidence. Share her magical journey with your little loved one today, available for purchase.